Joined now by Caps defenseman Brooks Orpik as we continue to unpack the 2017-18 season journey ride. Brooks, you're the one guy who's now got two of these. How does this one compare to the first one?
I think this one, I definitely appreciated this one a lot more. I think as you get older, you really appreciate and realize how hard it is to accomplish this, and you need a lot of things to go your way, but you also need a really good group of guys to perform to their highest capability at the right time of the year. So it was, I think, the way this season started too, with a lot of people kind of doubting us to even make the playoffs. I think proving a lot of people wrong was felt pretty good for the group.
There's obviously a lot written about you guys' transformation defensively late in the season. You knocked off Tampa, the #1 offensive team in the league, Pittsburgh #3, Vegas #5, and it seemed like as those series wore on, you were really visibly frustrating some of their better players. When I look at the body of work, the 24 games, I don't see any bad games in there at all. There's maybe an uneven period, a bad period here, a couple of shifts there. What went into that level of consistency from really all 18 of you guys?
I think sometimes even when you get the results that you want, you're not playing the way you want to, and you know that if you keep playing that way, it's going to catch up to you eventually. So we had a team meeting, one without the coaches and then one with the coaches, and tried to say, hey, like the way we're defending just isn't right, and it's not gonna last very long, especially in the postseason when we get there. So we just it was kind of an open meeting where everybody could kind of just get on the same page and really say, hey, this is. It wasn't really necessarily calling guys out. I mean, it was a pretty healthy conversation. It was just trying to get everybody kind of on the same page. We obviously got some great results from it.
Do you feel like that's sustainable? It's something you guys can hit the ground running with come October?
Being on cup teams, whether it was one I played on or just ones from the past couple of years, you always take note. I mean, teams want guys that are on winning teams, and they'll pay a premium to get them. So, especially in a salary cap era, that's it's kind of one of the disappointing things. You always want to kind of have that same team back together and see if you can do it again. But we've got some great younger guys, and I know a lot of guys will be back next year. And I think we've definitely established kind of a platform how we want to play and how we want to defend, and hopefully there is some carryover.
When you look at when Kempney came in, it seemed like everybody sort of fit. The pairings really solidified. I know you spent some time with Yarabek and with Juice, but it really seemed like as the playoffs went on, the two of you guys, you and Juicer, were a really good unit back there, and it seemed like your skill sets complemented one another very well. How was that progression from your viewpoint?
You try to imagine who's going to be the best fit with each other, and sometimes it works out, but there's a lot of times where it just doesn't work out, and you can't really pinpoint why. And yeah, I mean, a lot of times you just got to find guys that complement each other well, and I think those pairings that we had throughout the playoffs, we were lucky we didn't really have many injuries. I think we had really good balance on all three pairings, and that's something to me that I always think is really good. Not just defensively, but even for the forwards, is you always need balance throughout your lineup and guys that complement each other well. And Juice is a guy who he's young but very talented, and he's a really fun guy to play with. Communicates really well even for a guy who's not really a loud guy, but and he's a guy who I think the whole season he just kept getting more and more comfortable, and this playoff run will do tremendous things for his confidence and his game going forward.
You guys have reached your goal to raise the cup, but the other thing that comes with that goal, and the thing that every hockey player wants, is the short summer. From a personal standpoint, how does the short summer impact you in your late 30s versus how it impacted you in your late 20s?
Is a short summer. You tell anyone else with a different job they're going to get 3 months off, they're pretty thrilled, I think. So Yeah, everybody's a little bit different based on their age or based on whatever injuries you're dealing with. I think, I can't speak for everybody. The majority of us, I think, are relatively healthy, which will definitely be a huge bonus. Usually when you get to this point of the year, I mean, you got guys whose bodies are just destroyed, and yeah, I mean, guys did a great job. The staff did a good job of preparing guys for a long run throughout the year. I know when we had like a lot of workouts during the season, there's times where you question why we're doing it, but it really did help us out later in the season. Like I said, I think the short summer will be a good thing for us, to be honest.
I think you guys have had a remarkably healthy, probably 4 years that you've been here. I know you missed about a half a season in there, but comparatively speaking, relative to the rest of the league, you guys have had a nice, good run, and some kudos to the medical staff for sure. What did you do with the cup on your day with it in 2009, and what will you do in 2018?
Yeah, man, I really haven't given much thought to it this time around, to be honest. I think once we get a date, we'll probably try to come up with something. But we were in Massachusetts then, and so I wasn't married at the time. Same, Aaron is. We were dating at the time, and obviously we didn't have the kids, so it was a little bit different. But I mean, we did some cool stuff with it up in Boston. Went back to BC. Did a charity event for Make-A-Wish Foundation, which was pretty cool. And then we just had a huge kind of cookout barbecue, and that went pretty late at night. But it goes by awfully quick. But it's definitely one of the cooler things about winning it is getting that one day where you get to share it with your family and friends.
Last thing before I let you go, how much does the 1,000-game milestone mean to you? Does it mean anything to you?
I know some people make a big deal out of it. To me, I think you want to play as long as you can at a level that you're comfortable with, and I think once you can't play at that level anymore, you take a step back. But if it happens, it happens. It would be a cool thing. But yeah, I think comparatively speaking to some other guys that I've played with, I'm not too caught up in it.
Thanks to Brooks Orpik for spending some time with us today on the Monumental Sports Network.